Hello. Okay, welcome to Team Call Tuesday. So it is July 23rd, and we are, what is it? One, two, three, 5 sleeps away from the launch of 100 Morning Meltdown 100. I'm never going to get it right. I always say 100 Morning Meltdown. Announcements for right now, obviously that is happening. But I was looking at the calendar because I felt this pressure, and we still have 8 days, right? 8 days, 8 days left of the month. So that is so much time to get people still plugged in. Of course, ideally, they'd be ordered by today. So they have their stuff by Sunday, and like they can start their Shakeology on Monday and like go all in. But with Beachbody On Demand, it's pretty awesome that they could order on Monday and get access and still start technically on time with everyone. But again, just get them in the group. We have those promo codes. You guys have those promo codes. Use them so you don't lose them. Like, honestly, I'm messaging people and I'm like, this code is going to go away. So you might as well use it. Like, I can't use it. I want you to use it. Like, that's kind of how I'm spinning it. Like, I can't use it. I want you to use it. Like, let's do it. Other announcements is that this weekend is Super Weekend. So look up locally where your local event is. So it'll either be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, locally, close to you. And it's a coach open house. Oh, at the zoo. That's so cool. It's a coach open house kind of event. So there will still be announcements, and depending on where you're going, there might still be a workout. There might still be things for, kind of like that normal flow, but it will specifically be answering questions like, what do I do as a coach? And all of that kind of stuff, so that somebody could come who is interested in the business and sign up right there with you and feel that energy from events that we all feel. And when you go to an event, and guys, I'll tell you, I used to not go to Super Saturdays because I was like, like, I'm okay. I don't really need that. I don't know anyone near me. It is a game changer to go once a quarter and feel the vibe from other coaches, so that you feel like you're not alone. And it's just like you go to, like, if you miss Summit Experience, you should be going. Bring your kids. Like, I've done it. You guys have seen me post, like, you just got to figure it out. It's not ideal to bring your kid, but to go and then to feel that is really powerful. It like kind of pushes you forward till the next quarter. You know what I mean? It gets you all hyped. So that's the other big thing. I'm looking at the the announcements. So even though I know what they are, but and then, of course, Summit ticket is still on sale for $150, which is still really, really great. Not as good as the $125, but still awesome. And I booked my room. Brenda booked her room at the AC Hotel. If that is booked, just get on the waiting list. But honestly, everything's pretty close. It doesn't really matter. Everyone will have times together. It won't even be a concern. And we're a year away. Like, the last 2 years, I booked my room in, I don't know, June, and like 6 weeks before. So like this is very ahead of it for me. We should all snaps for Sam. Okay, but tonight we're going to talk about how, I'm pulling up my slides, how honestly in 100 days your life can be completely different. And of course I'm talking about the business, but I'm also talking just about you, right? Like, we have to remember that this business is so powerful because when you fill your cup up, like, you are more prepared to go into your life. So your full-time job, your momming, your family, your relationships, when you feel good, you can handle those things way better. And you can not even handle, but like, you can excel. So I remember, I mean, you guys, if I don't know you, if you're watching the recording, I taught special ed up until this last year. And so I worked the business in the morning, and I had a new baby, then 2 new babies, and when I did my stuff for me first thing in the morning before I went to work, I was able to handle my students better. I was able to stay more focused to write my reports. It's little stuff that we take for granted because we're in it now. We are in like this swing of like, hey, I feel really good. I'm kind of overall healthy. I'm overall, I'm doing the fitness thing. I'm doing the nutrition thing. I'm reaching out to people. I'm feeling good. But if you really hone in and focus for 100 days, your life can be completely different. So we're going to talk about that. But this is kind of like an active exercise, but not necessarily that you have to do right now, but I want you to either write down or be prepared to have your top 10 life goals. That needs to be something on paper that you're looking at continuously. And I mean top 10 life goals. And I shared we have a success squad, and anybody is welcome to be in that group. We just have a text thread where we kind of share our, it's not a text thread, it's an Instagram message thread. Kind of what we did with the business, and like if we have a question or, accountability, kind of like a challenge group, right? When we're accountable, we stick to things. And I shared this morning my top 10. And in this business, I don't think that anything is too big. So if you write down, it's a true goal for you to have $1 million in the bank, this business can bring that to you. 110%. But money is not everything. I'm just saying, like, dream big. But on mine is that we're building our dream home, that we are, building it. We have a contract and we're building it. I can't even picture that, so I can't write further because that's so out of my realm of understanding. But when you get closer, then you can. It's kind of like what Rachel Hall said. You get up one mountain and then you see the peak of another mountain even higher. So sometimes you have to get to those first couple mountains. And I write down, like, I'm a present, patient, and playful mom, because that doesn't come natural to me, you guys. And so that's a goal for me every single day, to be in a what do I write? It's very official what I write. I had to like Google it to make it sound good. That I'm in a passionate and communicative marriage, because that's not a strong thing for me to communicate easily. So that's my goal, and I write that every single day, or I'm getting back to writing that every single day. So what are your top 10 life goals? Because 100 days of small, tiny actions leading towards that might not get you your dream house in 100 days. However, it will get you closer. It will get momentum building. At the end of 100 days, 110%, 100, I'm going to say 100 a lot tonight, you will be closer to where you want to be if you stick and you keep your eyes on the prize. It sounds so lame, but if you keep your eyes on your goals and if you're focused. Also, in these 100 days, when you decide what your goals are, and then we're going to talk about taking those big goals and then taking them into mini steps, like what are the tiny actions that are going to get you there. You have to put your blinders on. We all do that ab workout, and then you like look down at your tummy and you're like, do I have abs yet? Or like you do a really good booty workout, and then every single time, you guys, I look right in the mirror and I'm like, are you bigger? Are you bigger? But we know that doesn't really happen, even though we feel so good, and we can feel the workouts working. But when you take a transformation picture from Monday to Tuesday, it's not really much. It's when you take every single Sunday and then look at the collective last 3 months, you go, oh my gosh, like this is me. Like that is so incredible. Like I see your transformations go up, you guys, and they are so inspiring. So you have to think of the business and fitness the same way. Is that a little workout and a little bit of inviting and a little bit of business all adds up as long as you're consistent. And that's what we as Beachbody have that some people don't have, because people might love the gym. They might love to go there, but it's really hard to consistently drive yourself to the gym, do whatever people do there, people who know what to do weights wise, you know what I mean? Like they're mixing it up. They're doing all, like my husband, I'm like, he follows an app. He's like, there's a bunch of apps, Sam, that you just follow. I'm like, that's way too hard for me. So, but getting there consistently, life comes up to say, hey, for 30 minutes, for 100 days, I'm going to do this. That's huge commitment, and it's going to get you big results. So you have to put your blinders on, and you have to stay 100% focused on where you want to be, not necessarily where you are right now, or maybe you're not seeing the results that you want to. And I'm talking in your body too. 100 workouts. I want us coming out as on fire as we did when we came out of 100 or Transform 20. Like we were like, oh my gosh, this was the most incredible experience of my life. But if we remember in the Transform 20 group, if you were in my group, around like week 4, some people were like, ugh, like it was like, it's hard and I don't know, and I'm not really seeing any changes and all that stuff. And then at the end, it was like this whole like moment of, oh my gosh, I can't believe we've come so far, when we didn't realize it. And then also for 100 days, you have to be intentional. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to, when I say consistent, I'm not like for 100 days, you're not going to miss one, you're not going to stumble at all. No, you're going to stumble probably the entire 100 days, but you're going to be intentional. You're going to figure it out, and you're going to, oh, what did he say? I was watching this motivational speaker who has, no legs and only one arm with like one finger. And he was like, I don't lose. I either win or learn. That's it. So there's never a lose. There's never failing. There's never losing. It's just like, oh, that was a great opportunity to learn that did not work. And as soon as we get our mindset around that, just like in Go for No, like stop being afraid to say you failed, because that's a reflection moment. I failed. I missed that goal. It is fact. But when we're going to Brene Brown for a second here. When we hide from these gremlins of like, oh, I failed, I didn't do that right, or I didn't whatever, then the gremlins feel big and scary, and they feel like they're overtaking us. And then they get in your head. If you're like me, then they're in your head and they're like, you're doing too much. Sit down, Sam, like be quiet. Like you're dreaming too much. But if you say like, hey, I failed, no big deal, I'm gonna get back up tomorrow, the gremlin has nothing to grab onto, it just has to leave. So I'm gonna share my screen. So we commit to 100%, please. Okay. So with our top 10 goal, come on, get it together. With our top 10 goals in mind, I also want us to think about in 100 days, where do you want to be personally? So this is really big for me because I get wrapped up in sometimes goals, and I get tunnel vision, which is super great. It's good to be focused and on a goal. However, you have a whole life. And so what are your goals for your whole life? So physically, what are you looking to accomplish in this program? And I don't think there's anything wrong with putting pounds or weights or size behind something, as long as that's not your only goal. If you're like, I've been on a path of losing like 5 pounds a month, I'd like to continue that. And I'd also like to have more energy, increase my water. I think that's a well-rounded goal. When people are too stuck on the number and they'll do anything to get to that number, it's not really healthy or appropriate. So, but it's okay if you are on a weight loss journey to say like, I'd like to get down another size, because that size makes me feel sassier and saucy in my jeans, like that kind of stuff makes me feel confident on date night. Think about it. I want you to actually think about this. And if you're watching the recording, I still want you to think about this. What do you want to get at the end of this program? Are you, again, looking for weight, but energy? What about your mental state? And I'm going to talk about this a lot because in Team Bold Fitness, we're going to encourage all of our girls to do 100 days of gratitude. And that's something that I for sure am going to be doing too. Affirmations, visualization, all of that for your mental state. What about your family? What kind of goals can you set for your family? For example, if you're married, when was the last time you did date night? Is that a possibility to start scheduling that in? Even if it's the kids went to bed and intentionally, you and I tonight, you mute. I think she unmuted like you guys did it at the same time. So when was the last time you did date night? And we are someone who, we don't live near family, and it is hard to do date night. However, if you have family goals, date night is important. Or like John and I, so my son is going to preschool in the fall, and we want to start rotating on my husband's days off, taking the kids out on like mini dates. So whatever your goals are, I'm not saying you have to like take these goals, but what do you want your family to look like? What are some habits that you guys are not doing that you would like to put because it's important to you? Maybe that's dinner, everyone all together at the table at 6. Maybe that's Friday night movie night. Again, it doesn't really matter what it is, but it's in 100 days, what once a week can you do? Or maybe that's more, or if you guys are like a family of faith, like prayer in the morning or at night or whatever, like those kind of habits. I know that's really important to like one of my best friends, that they get away from. And then every time she hones back in on her like routine in life, that's something they do. So think about what you want to get out of this program. You're not just going in saying like, hey, cool, I'm doing this 100 workout challenge. This isn't a 3-week long thing, you guys. Like, this is a long time. This is 100 days. So what we're going to talk about is habit stacking and how essentially it all starts with a workout. And most of us, our coaching journey began because we started, we saw a girl on Facebook or Instagram and we were like, hey, I'm going to do this workout thing. And then you start doing this workout thing and all of a sudden you feel happier and you feel like your life is like lighter and you just feel so good. I remember my first challenge group being like, I feel like I'm on crack in such a great way of the positivity that was flowing through me. It felt almost fake. You know what I mean? Like it felt like, why are these endorphins people talk about are really real? So you're going to go into this and come out the other side. But if you're not intentional, if you're not visualizing, if you're not setting intention of how you want to be, it's just going to be 100 workouts you do, or it can completely change your life. So it all starts with a workout. So we're going to talk about habit stacking now and how it starts. So everyone is going to come into this at a completely different place. Some people are like, I've never worked out before. So you could be someone like that, or you're new to this journey and the workout is still a struggle. For me, waking up and doing my workout at this point, 4 years into coaching, it's kind of just habit for me. This isn't a difficult thing. But and I'm going to break it down time-wise on the left here, so how you can habit stack either as fast as slow as you need to make your morning routine setting you up for one, success for the business, success for your life, and then success for setting you up for success in the other areas of your life. For example, like I just shared, when you do these things, you're gonna feel happier when you go to the job maybe you don't love. I did not love my job in Maryland, and the workout in the morning forced a little bit of happiness into me so that when I went to work, I was happy because I was not on my own, let me tell you. So I'm rounding at 25 minutes for your workout, okay? That's where we're starting. Now, next step is, what if you woke up and you have it stacked and it was your routine to chug a glass of water, probably then go pee, and then drink Energize? Okay, so that's your habit stack. Now, Energize hits me pretty fast, especially if I pound it, which that is my new routine. I just do that now. Drinking it is too slow for this addict now. But chug your water, drink your Energize, and then do your workout. That's 35 minutes start to finish if you are intentional. Don't pick up your phone. Don't start scrolling. Don't do the things. If you need to take a video, hit save, move on. You're not answering messages. You're not doing any of that right now. Next stack is that you could, while the tingles are beginning, set a time, not even set a timer, but it will only take you 10 minutes to write out your 10 top goals in life and do gratitude. Sometimes even less for me because I have not accomplished any of my 10 top goals yet. So I know them often. I can write them really, really fast. So the Energize is flowing in me and I can write them, and then I do my 3 to 5, depending on the day and how much I'm struggling to find, 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for. A lot of times it's that Cannon slept through the night. First year of parenting, or, especially in January, it was like Cannon slept for 6 hours. And think little things, guys. Don't think like at the first of the month, every single time I pay rent, I write, I'm grateful that we paid rent, because that's sometimes a struggle, you guys. Like, this is real life, and I've been in places in my childhood where that was not always happening. So I think small to big things you're grateful for. And I promise this routine right here will completely change your mindset. It helps when later your boss at work makes a comment to you, or somebody on Instagram sends you a message. It's not going to bring you down because you will already be in such a gratitude place that things don't, it's like you have an armor on, a self-protection almost. And so when things get thrown at you, it just bounces off. Just this right here, endorphins are flowing. Then habit stack next, do your shake. So make your shake. start drinking it, and do your post. So go right into your challenge tracker app, upload your shake and your workout pic. Boom, done for the day. Do a post on social media already, and we're going to talk about why that's going to be fast, because you're already going to have it planned out. And every single day, no matter what challenge group you're in, there's a pin post at the top, and I'm kind of getting on people with this lately. If it has an assignment, do the assignment. Not really because necessarily we as coaches who are flowing with the goodness need to do the assignment, but if we don't do the assignments, our new girls who are brand new into an accountability group are for sure not going to do the assignment. They have to see that we're doing it, even though we're kind of might be past that point of like, hey, what made you get your workout in today? I'm like, well, I've been doing it for 4 years. That was maybe, but I need to say it because other people need to feel that they can do it too. So, and if I were to look at my business activity tracker right away, you're pretty much handling before probably your kids are woken up, before you're going to work, you are proof the products work. One of your vital behaviors is just done. And then my final habit stacking, because it's going to get us to a little bit over an hour, is that you're going to set your timer for 15 minutes, just like your Success Club tracker tells you to do, and you're going to do invites for 15 minutes. All of this start to finish is 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's longer if you start scrolling social media, or if you are, distracted, or if you start unloading the dishwasher, or if you start doing any of those other things. But then if you do your PD while you commute or are in the shower, or both, by the time you get to work, or by the time your kids are done, maybe they're up, because I like usually shower, my kids they watch a show when they first wake up. I'm pretty much done the major things on my Success Club tracker. So if this was your everyday habit, if this was your everyday routine for 100 days, imagine how good you would feel. Imagine where your business would be if for 15 minutes, no matter what, because a lot of us have crazy schedules and, kids and husbands and family and other responsibilities that stop us sometimes from getting to our full Success Club tracker. But imagine if you got this done. It would not be difficult for you to be hitting Success Club, or at least having a lot of conversations. I'm not saying we're going to talk about how later, because if I'm looking at my Success Club tracker, if you don't know what your Success Club tracker is, it is located in the files of your team page or in your back office. And this is what you do as a coach. So yes, do you need to story throughout the day for the rest of your life, like the other parts of your life that are important outside of your workout? Yes, of course you do need to do that. Do you need to follow up with the people who you invited? Yeah, of course you need to do that. But you just got done most of your business activity tracker, and you feel on fire because, well, we have a DJ for this workout, but usually it's like T Swift got me pumped up. I have Energize flowing and endorphins and my Shakeology, so I'm like jazzed for the day. So when my kids have a meltdown by 7:03 a.m., I'm like, it's cool, we're good, we're fine, I'm okay. Or you walk into work and I don't know, I think Tawny's the teacher. But, you walk into school and then you say, oh, hey, I have a new kid coming into your class. You're like, it's cool. It's cool because I did my workout. I have my Energize. Like, I'm good. Throw them at me. You need me to write an IEP in 5 minutes? I got you. I've literally been there. It's not ideal. So imagine in 100 days of every single day saying your gratitude. If putting your health and fitness first, where would you be? You'd be in a pretty great place. And your business, and I added business stuff into this because if you're watching this recording or if you're on this call, I assume you have some business goals. And you cannot grow a business if you're not inviting. And you cannot grow a successful business if you're not inviting consistently. So every single day, minimum 15 minutes, you got at least 5 invites done. You will be good. You will have these conversations. And scheduled into your morning routine, post, throw up on your Instagram stories that you just did all of that stuff every single morning. I promise you, People are watching your Instagram stories from their bed, struggling to peel themselves out of their sheet to get into the shower to go to their job because they're so miserable, and you are lighting up their morning. They're thinking, if she can do it, why can't I do it? Oh, well, I don't want to do it. And they're going to watch you for 100 days. I bet you people will be like, okay, homegirl, what is this about? And you're showing the value, right? You're showing happiness is your value. You don't want to spend $160? Well, guess what? I want to be happy. I'd spend 4 times this amount. That is the value. What's next? I don't even know. Okay, so then where do you want to be in 100 days business-wise? It is important to set goals. And it is hard because I was just talking to Danica about this, about the compound effect is truly the compound effect. And if you've ever heard, or if you need a book, it's a good, really, really short audio. I think it's the first book that Brenna and I both did was The Slight Edge. No, what is it? What's it called? Slight Edge. Okay, so what he talks about is the money. It's like, hey, this guy is like, he goes to 2 brothers. I don't even know it. I'm going to botch this story. But he's like, hey, boy A and boy B, would you like 1 penny now that compounds every day over time for a month? Or would you like $1 million today? And friend A is like, I'll take $1 million. And then friend B is like, I'll take the penny. And the penny is like, you get nothing. What is happening outside of my door right now? So it's like compounded. I mean, you're barely at like $10,000 by like day 21 or something. And then all of a sudden by day 30, he has multiple of millions of dollars. And the other guy just, he got $1, or not $1, he got $1 million, which it's just the representation that the compound effect doesn't happen right away. So if you're like, I want to be diamond, I want to be diamond, I want to be hitting Success Club, know that in these 100 days of you pushing really hard, you might not see the fruits of your labor until month 3. And are you willing to stick it out for those 100 days, knowing that on day 86, you still have no fruits of your labor? Maybe small wins. I'm not saying you're not going to have any wins, but I'm just saying you're like, shit, 100 days is coming up and I am not really that close to diamond. What am I going to do? Are you going to stop, or are you going to keep going, knowing that you can push in 100 days and use the momentum for this program and use the momentum for the excitement and the routine to get you to where you want to be? So set a goal. Obviously, I'm setting it for you that Success Club is your goal every single month. Okay. And then when you get Success Club down, you need to up it. We don't just stay happy at Success Club 6. You want to be like, hey, next month I'm going Success Club 10, then on and on and on. You want to keep challenging yourself. You know, rank, emerald, diamond, strong diamond, those things. And then maybe an income. What is an amount you want to earn because you have something in mind? I think financial goals are really important because finance gives us freedom of time. Money is great, but that it gives us the freedom of time. For example, the second I can afford it, I will have a cleaner come into my house every 2 weeks because that gives me time. It's not because like I want all the lavish things in this world and I'm like, yes, put the pearls around my neck. No, I want freedom of time to do things I love to do, not scrub toilets, even though it's so rewarding to scrub a toilet. Ugh. Hold on, I have to take a sip. So income that way. Or what is your lowest credit card debt, you know, that you want to start snowballing in? I'm about to redo the total money makeover and get really focused on my goals. That's something I'll be doing for the 100 days for finances and starting to get more control. We've had 3 babies and 3 moves in 3 years. Like, shit ain't great in the credit card department. However, we can always do what we need to do and figure it out. So what can small goals, what can I attack that will then snowball. If I freed up a small credit card and then I could take that extra payment and move it over, that's kind of the concept of the total money maker. And then what other business goals do you have? Like, what's your social media presence? If social media is not a strong suit for you, like, what are some things that you want to be able to do more easily? Like, whatever that goal might be for you, I want to share a recipe 3 times a week because that is value that I want to give to my followers. Whatever that is. Oh, people are talking in the chat and I'm having such FOMO. Okay. So then for my numbers friends, what it's going to look like and how I'm talking about the compound effect. So month 1, we need to be doing 100 invites a month. That's like your minimum. Call that your minimum of 100 invites a month. And like 100, if you are in the Success Club chat and you've talked to Brenna and I, and we talk about our numbers might be a lot higher than 100, but we invite everybody and anybody. So if you're doing 100 invites, those are 100 high quality invites of people that you're talking to, because on your Success Club tracker, it says engage with your followers, right? Initiate connections. So nobody's going to be interested in you if you're not interested in them. So you're talking to them, you're like, oh my gosh, your dress is so cute at that wedding. Where did you get it? Whatever is authentically you and your tribe, engaging in connections. The first month, if you do 100 invites, let's say lowballing, month 2, you already have 40 people to follow up with. 40 people, that's a lot. That is a lot of people. Plus your 100 new invites. Then month 3, you have 100 new invites plus 80 follow-up. So do you see how it dominoes forward? That in the beginning, it is way harder. And if you stop, it becomes like a hiccup. It becomes a hiccup in your consistency, because then you kind of fall off and then you don't know who you're following up with, and you don't have that rollover of the new people to invite. And this is all learning, right? What did I say at the beginning of the calls? That you're going to fall a lot. You're going to stumble through these 100 days. If you've never done this consistently, you're going to stumble, but that's okay, because we're here together as a team to help you figure it out. And imagine if for 100 days you use your personal development time that I talked about in the shower or on your commute. Let's say you really struggle with inviting. What if you watched 100 showers worth of YouTube videos of trainings on inviting? I bet you anything you are not going to have problems with strategies on how to invite at the end of this 100 days. It's all about consistency. So then 100 days of engaging with your followers, 100 days of telling a piece of your story, just a piece. And I had this, I'm like so imaginatory. So I'm like making the PowerPoint and I'm like, oh, I wish I could get a picture of me and then make it all into puzzle pieces. And each puzzle piece would represent one little picture, one day of the 100 days of me telling my story, which is like really dramatic. But that's kind of how I visualize it, is that every story you tell just a little bit of you, or every day you post and you share a little bit of you. It's not like, hi, my name is Sam and I went through this and this and this and I actually really love peanut butter and like blah, 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 blah. No, it's every day you share a little bit so that your followers feel that they know you. They feel like, I know this girl, I trust her, I like her, I want to do what she's doing because I like peanut butter, or because I went through the same similar thing, or whatever it is. And then 100 days of evidence that these workouts work. So every day you're showing up, every single day. And people do not forget that. And I would encourage you to do, you don't have to get anything fancy. You can just do it on the text on your Instagram stories, like 1 out of 100, 2 out of 100, 3 out of 100. And they're going to see that maybe you missed a day and that you double up another day, or that you got a little behind. And so it doesn't matter. There is no perfect journey in health. What matters is that you show that you keep showing up. And then every week, I'm going to do this. And this is hard for me because my body doesn't really change after the initial baby losing weight part. It is difficult it's just who I am. I'm okay with it. But I'm going to take a transformation every single Sunday, and on good faith that the compound effect will work, and that by the end, my transformation will be will be significant. But in the beginning, it's not going to be. And that's okay, because I know my body, and that's okay. But I think that's really powerful to do. And Emily Favre, who went all in with 80-Day Obsession for 80 days, she posted a transformation every single Sunday, and she showed up, and she started the year as a diamond, and in 6 months went 15-star. And the thing that she did is she said, I went all in on a program. I went all in. I went all in, because then she had no fear of saying, hey, do you want to do this with me? It's been really great and kind of hard, but I'm feeling amazing, and all of the things. When you are 100% committed to a program, you have no problem saying, do you want to do it with me? Because you know it's working, because you know you feel on fire. Okay, and those, I just wanted to make this. We saw it at Summit, I think 2 years ago. And so mine is not as pretty, but what financially this could do for you if you just make Success Club every single month. If you just commit. So on the, like, let's say month 1, you get 3 people started with Morning Marathon Challenge packs. That's $150. So that's covering your Shakeology and your cost, your coach fee, and your Energize if that's your jam. Then what happens if month 2 you get 3 new challenge packs? That's $150 plus 2 reorders of Shakeology, and we're going to talk about if they're a discount coach in a second, but I'm just talking commission wise right now. 2 reorders of Shakeology, and one girl wants to try Energize. Perfect. $225 in your pocket plus the additional $150 from last month. Month 3, because this is all compounding. You're going to get 3 all access challenge packs, because maybe we're coming to the end or whatever. One girl from your second month, gets a reorder of Shakeology, but 2 of them want to try Energize this month instead. 2 people reorder Shakeology, and then 1 new girl gets Energize, and 1 girl you've been talking to just can't afford it but wants to get BOD. That is $325 in your pocket plus the additional. And this is a low ball end. I totally lowballed this, but imagine what, and I did the math in my head before this, but what is this? $650, what that would do for your family. What would that do for a goal or for a date night or for whatever? Now, it's harder to estimate what your cycle bonuses are going to be, because everybody is placed in different places. But once you are Emerald, you will see that volume from the entire team starts banking in your, you can look, you'll say volume, and it'll say right leg, and it will say left leg, and it will say these numbers are just coming there. That's from the team. Maybe your coaches, but mostly just the team. And because when you first go Emerald, you really only have 1 coach on each side, and usually it's like 90 PV once a month. So that's not really going to affect it. But all of a sudden, you're going to have all this volume sitting in these banks. And the faster you're able to cycle bonus, so let's say these 2 reorders of Shakeology, maybe you didn't make commission, but you got them as discount coaches. Well, that's going to that's going to activate your Emerald account, and then you're going to be able to cycle bonus off the whole team. And that's how you have the long-term vision of long-term income. But you will have people who just want to be commission, and that's fine. And then you'll have a lot of people who are like, yeah, I really want the discount because this is awesome, and I want to save some money. So, leverage that. It's a 100-day program. Once they get in and they're loving it, say you don't want to stop and only go half-ass for the second half of it. You want to get your Shakeology every single month. You want to get your Energize and continue and finish the 100 days strong. So that's kind of that. Now, talking about being intentional. So I kind of made this, and I'll post just this slide on Sunday. But if you're going to be intentional with this program for 100 days, and you're going to allow it to impact your entire life and your business, you have to be intentional, and you have to have a plan. You can't just go into this and be like, well, let's see where I end up in 100 days. No, you need to be 100% focused on where you're going and how you're going to get there. And with that, you have to be scheduled. And this is I love it, hate it. Scheduling makes me really happy. It is difficult as my family gets bigger, and my husband's days off change every single week, and sometimes at the drop of a hat. So I have not been doing this as much. When I am super scheduled and very intentional with my time and when I'm on my phone, I'm way more productive, but more importantly, I'm more happy. I'm way more happy. And Brenna was talking about this too. When there was like a couple weeks where she like scheduled her time and she scheduled her posts. And so she knew that these things were happening for her, and she knew when she was working and she knew when she wasn't. And she just felt really good. And I remember her saying that. But so this is like a checklist. You on Sundays, or whatever is equivalent to your Sundays for people who might not work a Monday through Friday gig, whatever your Sunday is, for the next 7 days, what appointments do you have coming up? What dates do you need to watch? You know, like important things that are coming up that you need to be aware of in your entire life. I'm not just talking business-wise. Put on your calendar team call. Communicate with the people in your life that, hey, I have a team call. This is important to me. Tuesdays at 6 o'clock, I am no bueno available for you. If my husband is working, the kids know. I mean, they're getting better. I mean, they can, of course, interrupt me there too, but they kind of know, like, okay, you're on like self mode right now. Hope you all survive. Here's the movie. Mama has team calls on Tuesdays. Do we have a success squad call? Do you have a call with your success partner? Whatever you need to know, you need to be aware of it and communicate that with the people in your life. What are your scheduled work time for? So if you get that chunk of things done in your morning routine, you only then need to initiate connections and add followers, which I'm sorry, you can do when you watch TV. That is the one that is the easiest to just, and that, like, anybody who's like, well, I don't know if I have time. You're on your phone anyways. I'm not saying this to you. It's more of like the objections before someone that's like, I don't know if I have time to coach. You're on Instagram all the time anyways. So the only thing we're doing is that I just open my stories, and like whoever has like like their stories, if you're watching my stories, I'll go watch your stories. So I like scroll through and I watch their stories and I comment and I like ask them a question, or I like scroll back or whatever. You just engage, scroll. You're going to do it anyways. And then go through your favorite blogger or your favorite, like I found this really good mommy meme site, and I've been going through that followers and looking through and being super specific of who I'm adding as followers, hoping to get better quality, not so much quantity anymore. It's a different mindset, and it's a little hard because you gain followers and lose them all at the same time. So, and then what are your mini goals for just this week? So I think you can build this business on 5 days a week. If you have massive goals that need to happen by next week, you're probably going to have to pull some overtime. However, I think if you, like, I'm kind of thinking of Danica in my mind, where her and her hubby do a lot of fun stuff on the weekends. So she kind of does her stuff like Monday through Friday, and she's kind of unplugged Saturday and Sunday, where that's opposite for me. Mondays and Tuesdays are my husband's days off, and I usually work a lot on the weekends. I look like such a drag to people who love their weekends. They're like, this girl is still working and it's Saturday, but it's not really my Saturday, so you know what I mean. So when you put your head down on your pillow on that 5th night, how many invites do you want to have sent? I'm going to tell you right now, if your goal is to build a business, minimum 25 high quality invites. So 5 a day, high quality invites. But challenge yourself for more. If you have new people watching your stories every day and you're really getting a groove and a vibe, send more. Set the timer for those 15 minutes, and then at additional times in the week, say, okay, I'm going to add in another invite time because I have really big goals and I really want to connect with people. So what are your mini goals for the week? And I'm adding this in because I think I really struggle with it. So I'm going to push the team to do it. So I'm forced to do it. What are some goals for just you? Like totally just you guys, like this isn't business, but like, what do you love to do? And like, what have we gotten what do you get lost in? Because we get lost in the shuffle. We're moms and we're women and we take care of other people. What do you love to do? I like to online scrapbook, and I feel like that makes me sound like such a grandma, but it's like my favorite thing ever to do, and I never do it because I always think I haven't earned it. You live this life and you're hustling. You've earned it. You need to set aside time for yourself, even if that's only practically 1 night a week or 2 nights a week. If you love to go walk around Target and envision your dream living room, with a coffee, you need to go do it. You need to put that on the priority list. So what is your mini goal for you for this week? Maybe that's a small thing every single day. Maybe that's one thing one time a week, but you are a person. And if you are not feeling fueled, if you're feeling like you're burning the candle at both ends, this isn't going to be sustainable. And this business should fuel you and make you feel like incredible. And that boundary of, hey, I'm going to work, also needs to have a boundary of, hey, I'm also not going to work sometimes, because you have to be able to do both. So scheduling your work time, so you know you're getting a big chunk of what you need to do done in the morning with your habit stacking block. But what you know, communicate with the people in your life of like, okay, maybe if you're home with your kids, nap time, or your lunch hour, or on, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays for an hour after bedtime, I am completely in business mode. I set the timer and then I turn it off. And then also schedule your unplugged time and honor it. Honor it from, it's so hard for me, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be so much better at it about putting my phone away and like having blocks of time where I'm not anywhere near my phone and I'm just with my kids. I really struggle with this, you guys, but every time I hone in and do it, I feel so much better. I feel fueled. Like I can feel it in how I speak. I just feel better. So schedule your unplugged time. Talk to hubby or family and be like, hey, Friday night, we are doing family movie night and we're no phones allowed. Whatever that is, you have to have, if you're going to schedule work time, you have to schedule unplugged time, or again, not sustainable. You will not make it through the 100 days of doing this. Also, 100 days, 100 workouts, 100 opportunities to eat really well, okay, every single day. So are you meal planning? Are you meal prepping? So I put out here, like this was always my goal when I was working and prepping, to have 5 lunches prepped and 10 snacks, so 2 snacks for me. And I always had my Shakeology in the morning. So then I would have like a snack for the morning, a snack for the afternoon, and then 3 dinners prepped. I usually make bigger dinners just because I'm an awful cook and cannot like gauge what a recipe will yield. It'll be like, oh, this is a great one night, and then we'll have pasta for like 60 nights. So like 3 dinners, because then leftovers, that's just my jam. You can put whatever you want. And prep. If you want to have great results, you need to start meal planning and prepping. And this is coming from 2 leaders on this team who hate to cook. Okay, we hate it, but we're making it a priority because we want the results and we want to feel good. When you eat good, you feel good. And then what's your social media plan, and have you scheduled it? So some of us do posts, I forget what it's called, but you can use an app to schedule your posts, especially for the busy mamas here, and that takes that off your plate. So, and I'm pretty sure Brenna just put it in the chat, but then I put on the side here, Monday through Sunday, what is your topic of your social media post? So at minimum, know what you're talking about each day. And it's funny, when you like kind of make a plan, something will happen, or you'll hear something in your personal development, or the trainer will say on the workout program a quote or a line or something that will just kick you in the gut, and you'll be like, yes, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I know that on Wednesday I'm supposed to talk about motivation, or I'm supposed to talk about why I love the fitness programs, or a story, a piece of my story beforehand. And when you have the intention of knowing what you're going to talk about, it's easier to let the words flow. Besides, on like a random Tuesday when the day has not gone how you thought it was going to go, and you're like, shh, Nikes, I need to do a post. I got nothing. I got nothing other than the echoes of the children screaming in my ears. So having a plan and knowing will help. It will really, really help. And I have these notes in my phone. I'll be listening to personal development, and I'll literally be like getting ready, and then I'll be like, wrapped in a towel, and I'll be like, crap, where's my phone? Because I'll be like, that was so good, that was so good, that was so good. And I'll have to pause it, and I'll like just let whatever feeling, people are connected to your feelings. So don't worry about it being the most perfect thing. But if you are like passionate and excited and like motivated AF by something that you heard, write it down and then share it in a post later. So that is kind of my not kind of, that was my, I don't know how to close this every single time. Up here, up here. Okay, so that was kind of my presentation on how to prep and get your head right, and honestly be prepared and get ready to work and live and love and be all excited for 100 days to come out the other side in a completely different place, personally and business wise. But it's not going to happen if you just go into it like, and those of us who have all read Girl Stop Apologizing, when she's like, I went to Europe and we got dropped in the wrong country because something happened with the plane, and they didn't know where they were going, so they had no idea how to get there. So if you know where you're headed at the end of this 100 days, it will be very easy to course correct yourself to get there. But if you don't even know where you're going, you're going to end up in Amsterdam. That's where she ended up in the book. So I hope you're feeling motivated. Ooh, right on time, 7 o'clock. Boom. Okay, I'm done talking now. My voice hurts. Oh, Brenna, that was my cue for you to say something.